Hello, welcome back to InstantInfra. My name is Oscar. I'm gonna be your host, I guess. Okay, so in this one, we're gonna go ahead and set up a new GCP account to be the one that we will be using throughout this channel and the series. And the requirements are actually similar, if not the same, to the AWS account that we recently opened on the past video. Make sure to check that out if you wanna open an AWS account. Okay, let's jump into it. So, we're gonna go and set up a new GCP account. Well, the recommended structure, IAM structure, is something that we will be using for this channel. So that's probably not recommended by them, but by me to do the experiments with all the freedom and the permissions that we need. And that's about it. Yeah, we're gonna test it out actually. Then you need similar things to the AWS account opening the video. You need a credit card, you need a physical address, and you need an email. Very important. First of all, the credit card for GCP, there's gonna be a one-time payment which you can refund if you want to close your account after using and after experimenting. But that's the way how Google verifies that the card is valid. Now, the second thing is the email has to be registered previously as a Google account. So make sure to go and do that beforehand. There's a phone verification and a bunch of things that you need, like an email verification. So yeah, once you do that, you can use the address. It doesn't have to be at Gmail, at Google. One of the Google addresses. Could be anything, but you have to register it previously. Next, the Google CLI, G Cloud CLI, sorry. There's a bunch of the instructions are there. I'm not gonna go through it. And one of the following. Yep. And if you decide to go to Terraform, I use the same alias TF and I'm actually using OpenTofu, but you can use Terraform. I have a blog post about Terraform versus OpenTofu. It's a bit of a opinionated piece, but yeah. Okay, so let's get started. Second, me open up, and then let me put a timer. Let's see if we can do it under 10 minutes. Well, actually, I did it already, so it's gonna be very, very fast. But yeah, let's put the timer. So you have to go. All you have to do is go to the cloud. Do it through here, and you have to click on Start Free. Then immediately afterwards, it's gonna ask for your Google account. You enter it, and like I said, I already did this for my at InstantInfra.com. So that email is already a Google account. It's gonna go and validate. It's gonna ask for my physical address, and then it's gonna ask for my payment method. And once the payment method you're probably gonna be redirected to the SEC2FA multi-factor authentication or the OTP from the bank, and then you're gonna get this one here. I took a screenshot because I wasn't sure if I was going to replicate, but I got actually charged 25 euros. This is a one-time payment. Like I said, it's refundable if you choose to close your account. If you choose to experiment, keep experimenting, you'll they're gonna take that money, but they're gonna credit it to your account. Once that is done, you're gonna be greeted with this screen. They're probably gonna ask you a survey of what are you planning to use this Google account for. Is it just you, your team, just for marketing purposes? Feel free not to answer. You can skip it, I think. And this is what you're facing, right? At this point, you have an open account. with free credits. Now I think this yurt to USD. Fucking, I think it's, yeah, it's close to $300 in credits, right? Obviously converted to euros because I'm in Europe. Yeah, so full, ready active account. If you wish to activate your full account, then you have to enter, create a billing account and, actually keep on doing things to make it production ready or enterprise ready, or, for your business, whatever. So, as I said, you're gonna get a one-time payment, one-time charge. And then you should be logged in and ready to use the console. So this console has this project picker. In this project, you can create a new project. There's actually a way to create an organization, which is the leaf top, like the parent that will include the entire thing. We don't need to do that at this point. And then you can go ahead and create a new project. Let's go InstantInfra. We can stay with the current project, right? I'm gonna use this InstantInfra project that I just created. Select it, and I'm gonna select the ID, Norse Baton. So to auto-generate it, you can change it later. Let me save it real quick. Now, that's it, right? You have an account with a project. Now let's try it. Go and configure the IAM. You can already start doing things programmatically, but for the purposes of speed, we're going to go and do it manually. So the first thing you have to go do it, you have to go to IAM and admin. Yeah, and then go to service accounts. Make sure that you're on the project that you want to use. And then we're gonna go and click create service account. InstantInfra. I'm gonna name it Infra for TF. Great. Edit the scripted name, create and continue, and then create and continue. Don't click done because otherwise you're gonna skip permissions, which is important. And then we're gonna use this basic set of roles, and we're gonna click owner, right? Owner is the most broad permission. It's probably something that people will discourage you to use, and for a reason. If you were to use it in a production setting and something critical, something that actually handles people's data, money, whatever, you're not supposed to use this one. But obviously this is a channel for for fun and learning purposes, so it doesn't really matter. I am the only one that is going to use it, hopefully. So yeah, let's go. And then we can skip this one, that's fine. Now you have your service account created. Let's go into it. And then you're gonna go and click keys, add key, create JSON. Yeah. And then I'm gonna call it InstantInfra. Note that I was doing this before. Yeah, that's fine. And then we are going to go into Terraform and authenticate to it. Cool. So let me open up structure. So before actually doing anything with Terraform, we need to, sorry about that, we need to provide Terraform a default way of using that service account key that we just downloaded. So that way we don't need to tell the provider, hey, use exactly this one. It's going to be like this. So if you go to to this resource, there's many ways to authenticate for Terraform. We're going to use service account keys, and then they suggest exactly the same, to set an environment variable called Google Application Credentials to the path where we installed, we downloaded. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do GCP InstantInfra. Let me just make sure that. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna delete this service account as soon as I finish this video. So every time that you roll it, rotate it, you get a new different private key. But this is the one that we wanna use. So I'm gonna put it on my run commands. Use C#. And now let's go back to my accounts. So I am going to, not in init, I'm gonna create a pane TF, and I'm gonna go and do my providers, and then notice that I remember that I set that to store the project. We can put it here. For the time being, obviously, I'm just going to hard code it, and I'm probably not going to use a billing account because that's a bit tricky, but we'll know. So all I want to do is see if my Terraform can't communicate to my cloud. So I'm gonna do this too. Instead of billing account, because this Terraform service account doesn't have access to that billing. Tricky. I'm gonna do Google project, and then the project ID. As you can see, it accepts a parameter. I'm gonna use the same. And then in the project number, it's gonna get that output. Okay. Just as the hello world, let's see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna update this blog post. And then let's go to infrastructure, city, clouds, GCP init. This. Now I'm gonna do init because I want to initialize and get the providers. That's a requirement. And then hands up, but okay. It was under 10 minutes, but yeah, still, maybe I talked too much. And then TF deploy. I mean, I guess the timer is just more for time myself and not really a hard requirement. Okay, so first problem, it says Cloud Resource Manager API has not been used in project before, where it's disabled. So as important, I actually had this here. So if we go, if you go to the menu and APIs and services, enabled APIs and services. Let's see. I'm still on the project that I chose, and we need to enable Cloud Resource Manager API. So it says reads, creates, and metadata for Google Cloud Platform resource containers. Resource containers are essentially projects or organizations or folders, let's say. You're just gonna enable it. You're gonna as well enable all these things programmatically. It's a bit trickier. And let's try again. This is already configured. Let's try to apply. Done. Okay, so that was it. I am logging into my Google provider. If you want to clean this up, you can put project ID. project ID as well, and then add project ID of type string, and then put a default, but what I like to do is to use auto div bars, and I don't commit that, so project ID, and I'm gonna use the same project ID. Now this will feed as an automatic variable, and you can also do TF format recursive. Just, yeah, and this will format a bit. Yeah, okay, sorry, the flag is recursive. Okay, TF plan. Changes, that means I should expect to get an output of the project number, right? I don't know, I think if you have autocomplete, you can have project number, you know, Mary. At this point I was just toying around. ID, let's see. Yeah, okay, that was cool. And probably this is a bit old, I'm gonna update that, but if you check again, you might see after a while you're gonna see the traffic. Yeah, there we go. So the cloud resource manager, you know, the cloud is telling you how many APIs are going into the cloud. So yeah, that's essentially in a nutshell how we set up a GCP account and with Terraform for this channel. Obviously, please don't create resources with basic owner, because neither users or services account, because as not very secure, but it's a starting point. After this, you can consult the documentation and many other resources on the internet, many such videos of fantastic creators to tell you how exactly to configure IAM policies to be secure and to be, you know, compliant and whatever you need. But anyways, see you on the next vlog. Bye.